with both hands.
And one thing about Irving's ball handling, he does a great job of protecting the ball. A very low rate of turnovers for a player as aggressive as he is on the bounce.
Both good from the line that time.
Pau Gasol was the #3 pick back in 2001. He managed to average 18 and 9 his first season, was Rookie of the Year, became a perennial All-Star. There's no way his younger brother Mark, who was a second-round pick, could ever match up to that, right? Not so fast, people. Mark's pretty good, too.
Talking about Pau and brother Mark, both of them were excellent last season. Difference is that Pau has always been considered a great prospect, so detractors are much harder on him when they see cracks, I think, Greg, in his game.
Yeah, you know, for Marc Gasol, it can only exceed expectations because they started out so low. I'd simply say that if I had to pick between one or the other for best career, I'd do everything I could to pick both.
Good way to get out of it. Good answer. And here is Gasol following the three-pointer by Kevin Love. And Tristan Thompson gets the whistle that time. That'll be his second foul of the game. Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. And McDermott subbed in for Mike Dunleavy. And Cleveland with a change here too. Price checked in. Now here's Butler. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Perfectly designed and perfectly executed.
Stolen by Noah. Now here's Rose, the fast break opportunity. And he misses the fast break layup.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Here's Smith. And all around the rim that time before dropping in. Smith's got 7 points. Chicago trailing here. Outside Rose. Butler on the wing. Noah kicks to Rose. And some nice ball movement here by Chicago. And he was camped in the lane there, and he gets the 3-second call. Aaron Brooks, he's checked in for Rose. Cleveland also making some changes. Shumpert comes in for Smith, and it's Matthew Dellavedova in for Irving. Cleveland's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Butler against LeBron. Love with a wide-open look. Good, and the assist goes to James. Love's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Superb assist there. He played the role of the maestro on that one.
To the inside. Mirotic gets the bucket.
I tell you what, he has quite the act to follow, but Fred Hoiberg was a good choice for the brass in Chicago. Signed that 5-year deal over the summer. Was easily one of the most in-demand coaches available.
Mozgov, he's checked in for Kevin Love. The Bulls have gone 7 of 9 from the field. A really nice start offensively for them. Butler kicks it to Noah. There's the dish to Brooks. And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Well, Greg, for Hoiberg, it's his first job as an NBA head coach. Now, we know he played. He's been a part of an NBA front office. Clarkie came from Iowa State, where he honed his coaching skills and was highly respected.
Yeah, very much respected, particularly as an offensive coach. And we know the Bulls are pretty solid defensively, and he'll be looking to ramp up that offensive approach for that team, and I think he will.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. The 15-footer. Tries yet again. Mozgov with the bucket.
And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
Well, I don't doubt it, Greg. We're going to have an entertaining game of basketball here today. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's the case.
It's deflected. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Cavaliers will retain possession.
And you know what? Just a little too much heat on that pass for him to come up with the steal.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that was going to be a tough catch for either one of them.
There's 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. And that one's good by LeBron.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that. The
basket's coming early and often in the first quarter. Cavaliers ahead, up 6. We caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself and his teammates. Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media he and LeBron deal with, but also, and Clark, perhaps the most demanding of all, are the expectations they've got for each other.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, two guys who expect so much of themselves to start with, who naturally have a vision of how great the other guy should be. I mean, they're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from each other. And that's a lot of fun to watch.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And taking a quick look here, guys, at the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
You know, another factor in their offense so far has been their ability to convert and score off turnovers.
Portis is out there with Dunleavy. Then it's Pau Gasol. Then it's Rose. And it's Moore in at the shooting guard. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. Love's checked in for Mozgov. That one falls, so he hits both of them. For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Rose attacking. Down it goes, his third basket. He's now 3 for 4.
Nice work on the inside. Hard to get that one up and over the big fella.
Well, it's not supposed to be easy down there, and a little artistry on the inside helped him make it happen.
Timeout called, Cleveland.
Yeah, maybe a change of the game plan right now, looking at some different sets because of the matchup.
Yeah, I agree with you, because they're looking to tweak things to maybe get those matchups working in their favor.
Back to Irving. The 10-footer. Thompson passes to Irving, and he gets it to go. Irving's got the lead up to 7 now for the Cavs.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
There's the screen. Moore with it. Now Smith defending, and J.R. Smith picks up the foul. Chicago making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Portis, and it's Jimmy Butler coming in for Moore.
Jimmy Butler.
Butler attacking, and that's collected by Love.
Well defended, though, and he's not someone who handles that kind of pressure very well.
Over to the wing, launches a 3, and another 3 for Cleveland.
You know, there's no better sign of how efficiently a team is operating than their assist numbers. And theirs are fantastic.
Just beautiful when they play the game like this.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago.
And last year's midseason trade had to feel good to Iman Shumpert. Toiling away in New York, injured, uninspired. Boy, did he find new life in Cleveland. Of course, playing next to LeBron can do that for you.
And now approaching 2 minutes of action here in the second quarter. Rose dishes to Gasol. Fades. And again, no good by Chicago. And for Shumpert last year, Clark, he added the defense and athleticism on the wing that Cleveland so desperately needed.
Yeah, he sure did, Kevin. And he also became a facilitator of all things. I mean, you wouldn't expect that from him, but he averaged over 3 assists a game easily. The best mark of his career.
Good point. A nice shot by Gasol.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Love right side for 3. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. Irving's got 3 assists now in this one.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense has to react quicker. That's as good as it gets right there. Beautiful reverse layup in traffic. And one problem with the Cavs last season was they put immediate pressure on themselves. A part of that was the trade for Kevin Love.
And the Bulls making a change here. McDermott's checked in. The Cavaliers leading by 9. On its way from Irving for 2. And some very quick points for him on that possession. Irving's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And really, it looks like he may just try to take this thing over on his own and really build that lead up.
As you said, the Cavs put a lot of pressure on themselves because of the trade. You could see it affect the way they came out of the gate, Clark.
And, you know, it was just night and day, Kevin, when the Cavs began to relax and click. I mean, a total transformation and turnaround. They would go 19-20 in the first 39 games and then 34-9 over the rest of the season once those guys gelled and got locked in. There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
Looking for Shumpert. He gets it there. A beautiful reverse layup.
Now there's something for the top 10 highlight reel right there. A layup can be just as sweet and as pretty as a dunk sometimes.
Rose against Irving. They get it again. Here's Gibson. Here's Butler. And another shot. No good from Gibson.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Smith wide open. He fires. Trains the three-pointer. Smith's got 10.
He shot the ball exceptionally well as they've built this lead for themselves here. You know, the Cavs had a slow start to last season compared to how everybody thought that they would play. Still, it was the best start for Kevin Love in his career and would end up being the most winning team he's played on. There's something about how long he's waited for success.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Joakim Noah, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. And it's Brooks in for Rose. The Cavaliers leading by 11. There's 1:38 left to play here in the half. James outside. Pass to Fry. Puts it up from 17. Yes, and it's LeBron picking up the assist. Fry's got the lead up to 13 now for the Cavs. And Love, who would also go on to make his first postseason appearance, played in the first round last year. It was a complete 180 for him in what he was used to at Minnesota.
And even though there were ups and downs for Love last season, you know that he must have enjoyed winning for a change. And being in the league so long without making the playoffs, he finally got a chance to play in the postseason.
Brooks outside. The shot by Butler. Nobody around. And the Bulls, another three.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on him.
Brooks against Irving. Pass to Mozgov. The turnaround jumper. Chicago grabs the miss. There's 37 seconds left in the first half. Butler with room to shoot. Misses off the right iron.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Mozgov with the bucket.
In that tight, with that much of an advantage height-wise, there's just not a lot the defense can do.
Bulls trail by 14. Here is Brooks looking for his first basket still in this one. And Matthew Dellavedova is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game.
That's his second personal foul. Substitution for the Bulls. Justin Holiday. Bobby Portis.
Brooks with it. No good on the buzzer beater. So we've reached the end of the first half of play. Cavaliers lead by 14. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. We've been watching a pretty lopsided game through the first half, that's for sure. I'm Ernie Johnson, joined